Am I live? I just got the pop-up that my internet wasn't working, so I don't know if I'm here or not. Well, looking at my iPad, it says I'm here. So I think I'm live. Okay, let's hope that I'm live and that my internet is working. It just told me that it was not. So, oh, hello, Bonnie. Yay, so I must be live. Bonnie sees me. Yay! Okay, hello. Oh, hey, Kathy, how's it going? All right, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So what do we have? It's Facebook Live time. Yay. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. Sometimes I get that a little bit screwed up. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Donna. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been crazy busy around here. As you guys know, my daughter graduated from high school, so I had a bunch of people here, and then we had a party, and then a week went by, and then we traveled down to Laramie to the University of Wyoming for freshman orientation. That was Monday and Tuesday of this week. So that was a lot of information. Information overload is about the way I'm feeling right now. And so then we've gotten some follow-up emails from them regarding various things. And so, yeah, wow. It's kind of mind-boggling to think that my firstborn will be in college in a few months. So if I think about it too much, I'm going to cry. And nobody wants to see me cry because I'm an ugly crier. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so she did get herself a full-time job basically at the local pool here in town. So she's lifeguarding and just having a grand old time. And she's super excited because she's going to be able to get a tan. So yay for her, I guess. Which will be good because we'll be going on vacation here in July up to a lake in Montana. So she'll be happy that she's tan. Anyway, so I did have a card I wanted to show you guys. My dear friend Barbara, great name by the way, who's a member of my team, made this card for my daughter and sent it to her for her graduation, and I love it. And it's our school colors too. So Barbara, this is an amazing card. Thank you so much. She used the beautiful U stamp set and then just cut a little square for the graduation cap and then added a little dot there. So yeah, that's very exciting. So hello, Jerry and Teresa, and who else? Myrna, hello. Sandy Suze, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So that was very fun. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that very much. What else? The catalog. Did you guys know that the catalog is live? It is! Yay! That is super exciting. Funny story about the catalog. Like I just said, I was in Laramie, Wyoming for orientation on Monday and Tuesday. Well, Tuesday was catalog live day. I don't know what I was thinking in my brain, but in my brain, the 4th of June was Wednesday. So it's Monday, you know, we're having some dinner. We went to Cheyenne to grab some food, and I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm thinking to myself, holy cow, today's June 3rd. That means tomorrow is June 4th. That's catalog live day. So I start freaking out because I didn't have a blog post ready. I hadn't sent out an email. I hadn't done anything because I had planned on coming home Tuesday evening, you know, after this whole festivities of orientation was over, and then, you know, coming into my office, getting everything prepared, getting it all out. Well, that changed. So we went back to the hotel, got back to the hotel about 8:30, 9 o'clock that night. So I was up for the next couple of hours trying to get an email ready to go out, scheduling a blog post, some Facebook posts. Oh gosh, I tell you, sometimes a person's brain just does not work the way it's supposed to work. And mine was not working this week very well at all. So yay me. But I got the work done. I got it out. I hope everyone knows that the catalog is live. Here it is. And now I can show you the inside pages, all the inside pages I want. I have no idea what I'm even showing you, but I can tell you that it's all amazing and you are going to definitely need something in there. So we are going to be doing, obviously, some projects with some of the supplies in this catalog. Now, I didn't get to place my order on new catalog day because I was still in Laramie, and we started, you know, at 7 o'clock. We had to be on the road over to the college to, you know, get my daughter's things out of the dorm because they spent the night in the dorm, and then we had to get some breakfast, and then we started meetings right away at 8 o'clock. So, and then we didn't leave there until 3:30 in the afternoon, and it was a 4.5 hour drive, so we got home kind of late. So I didn't get my order placed until yesterday, and I'm not going to say how much it was, because what if my husband happens to watch this? We can't have my husband knowing how much I spent on my new catalog order, for heaven's sakes. So anyways, it wasn't very much. And so hopefully it'll be here maybe the beginning of next week. So I'm excited to get some more goods. So I do have some stuff that I did order on the pre-order last month that I haven't really showed you guys yet because I was trying to work on retiring items. So we're going to use new catalog stuff today. So let's get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. So the projects that I made for you guys last week, we had this fun happy birthday card with some retiring items, this fun center cut easel card where, oh, it's not flat. Oh, there we go. Cool, huh? So if you want to know how to make this and you didn't watch me last week, watch my previous Facebook Live and you can figure out, you can learn how to make this. And then the last thing I did was a baby wipe swipe technique with the Above the Clouds stamp set and coordinating punch. So these are the 3 cards that I made last week, and the winner is Denise Johnson. So congratulations, Denise. Denise happens to be on my team as just like Barbara. And so I don't need your address, Denise. I have it, and I will get the cards out to you in the mail probably next week, because tomorrow I don't know, so I'll be making a post office run. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, the catalog is live. If you're local to me and you haven't picked up your catalog and you've earned a free one, you can come by and pick it up. If you didn't earn a free one, they're $5. Let's see, if you're long distance to me and you were a customer and you've ordered $50 in the past 6 months, I did have one sent to you. If you did not order from me and you would like a catalog, all I ask is that you pay the shipping charge, which is $7.30, because the post office charges a lot of money to send a catalog. The catalog is free to you. And just let me know, and I'm happy to send one to you. So, or if you want to place an order, I can get a catalog to you also. Okay, so just a couple of things that are not available right now: the Purple Posy ink pad and the Purple Posy ink refill. We ran into a bit of a problem with that color early in May, I believe it was, and they are working on fixing the problem. They have not found a solution yet with the pad and the ink, and so they are not available right now to order, which also means that the pad, the group of pads, I'm trying to say, the 5 pads that are in a bundle are not available right now either. The paper is, but we also have, you know, the Stampin' blends in the Purple Posy, and we do have the markers. So you still have a way to get the Purple Posy color, and you can use it on your projects. So keep that in mind. Also, any of the embossing folders that carried over from our old catalog to our new catalog, those are also not available. I do not believe they've made it to the warehouse yet. So I'll let you know when they are available, but those are not available at the moment. And also, a last thing, if you join my team now, you can add anything you want in this catalog to your starter kit. You can choose $125 of amazing brand new products out of this catalog for your kit, and you only pay $99 for it. So it's a great deal. It's always a great deal, but right now is especially fun because you can get brand new catalog stuff. So there you go. So if I got the ranker in my printers, I mean, it isn't good. It says that you're going to have to call demonstrator support and talk to them about it. Okay. Hello, Mary Ellen. All right, guys. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and we are going to start doing a little bit of stamping. All right. And you might notice that I'm wearing a jacket. Even though it's 90 degrees outside here, it is freezing in my basement. So, all right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I've had somebody comment a couple of times when I've been live that I'm zoomed in too far, which I find that really odd because it's only been one person. I think it's the same person that's commented both times that I'm zoomed in too far. So do you guys feel like I'm zoomed in too far? Is what you're seeing on your screen too close? Is it bothersome? Because I don't want it to be bothersome, but yet if I don't zoom in at all, then sometimes you guys can't see what I'm doing. So I don't know if that person just has a weird setting on the device that they're watching me on or what, but let me know if this is zoomed in too far and I will do something to rectify that. So we are going to start with one of the stamps that's on the front of the catalog. The sailing home. Isn't it so fun? It's perfect for Father's Day cards. Father's Day's coming up. I have a lot of guy birthdays coming up, so it's perfect for that. I do have a card that I received in a swap. I have one. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't gotten more, but this is the one that I've received in a swap, and I really think it's amazing. Look at that. It's a bunch of circles tied together, and the glimmer paper just really makes this card awesome. And then there's a little tiny hole poked in the seam there in the fold, and then yeah, there we have it. Some of the designer series papers, which I will show you right now. So these are cut to 6 by 6, but the paper does come 12 by 12, and you get these fun patterns. We've got balmy blue, what is this, night of navy, some black, some gray, some soft suede. I love the boats, those are fun. The map, the rope knots, the lighthouses. Thank you guys. I'm glad it's not too zoomed in. So good. Couldn't see the bottom of your face. Oh, well, that had nothing to do with me zooming in, Teresa, but thank you for letting me know. I think I needed to tip the camera down a little bit more. Thank you. I'll do that next week. I'm not sure what that is. Is that like maybe some seaweed or something? Who knows? Some more stripes, some compasses, some old time newspaper clippings, and then some more stripes. So super awesome paper for the guys. So we're going to be making a card using it. So here's the stamp set. Oh my, where's my dies? Hold on. Found them. Okay, so here's the smooth sailing dies, and this is what a lot of these images have coordinating dies. So the compass has a coordinating punch, which is a 1.5, oops, there's a glare, 1.5 inch circle punch there. We have the two sailboats, the large and the small. We have the lighthouse, which also this coordinates with the lighthouse and the high tide stamp set. So keep that in mind. We have the anchor, stamped image, this little label here. You can put the thanks or the congrats in there. Works good. We got some seaweed. We have this fun little label that can work with not just things in this stamp set, but you know, any sentiment that fits in there is going to be perfect. Let's see. We have the rope here, and then we've got another rope. So this is a knot. This is a rope. And there's a lot of detail. Can you guys see that? I'm going to pull this out. I think there's some glare. So we've really got a lot of detail in these rope pieces, which is really fun. And then we have the ship's wheel here. And then we also have the little pointer for the compass. And there's two sizes. You can see I've got a smaller one stacked on top of a big one. And you could put a brad in there to make that really cool. So there we go. All right. Oh, I thought I lost one. Let's put these aside and get out my papers. Okay, so there are my papers. So I have some thick whisper white for my card base, and it's just folded in half, 8.5 by 5.5. I've got a piece of the sailboat paper, and this is 2 by 4.25. And then I have a 2 5/8 by 4. Is it 4 or is it 4.25? Now I can't remember. Oh, I guess I could stick it on here. Yeah, it's 4. 2 5/8 by 4 for that piece of navy. And then I have a scrap of white. So I'm going to start out by getting my compass onto a block, because I forgot to do that. So there we have our compass on the block. And I'm going to bring in some scratch paper here, because I'm going to stamp the compasses. Yeah, compasses. There we go. We'll get that inked up. And I'm going to stamp one in this corner and one up here in this corner. So we've just got 2 of those. We'll set that aside, let that dry a little bit. Then I'm going to bring in my piece of white. There we go. And my Memento Black. Tuxedo Memento Black is my go-to black. And I'm going to ink up. This is a smaller of the 2 sailboats that's in the set. So have you guys placed your orders yet? Has anybody placed an order besides me? I'm hoping so, because there's a lot of amazing stuff in there. All right, so we have the ship stamped. And then what I did was I took it over to my Big Shot, and I used the number 2 and the number 3 rectangle stitched framelit. There's like a set of 8 and then a set of 4, and this is a set of 8. This is number 2 and number 3 from the center. And I'm just gonna pull those off now. And I purposely laid this center one on top of my sailboat, so that the top and the bottom of the boat was kind of poking out. And now we're just gonna, I want this little frame piece too, so Oh, come on, you. Get off there. There we go. We can ditch this. And then we do need this little frame piece here. So we'll try to pop that out without messing that up. I see, Valerie. Probably a good plan. Okay, so this is now turned into this. And now we can take our, we're going to stamp a sentiment right over here next to the sailboat. And this one says, what does it say? Let hope be your anchor through the storms of life. But is that the one I want? Does that fit? Oh, yeah, it fits. It's fine. All of a sudden I thought, that's not the right one. And hold on, I'm going to stamp this on a scratch paper. I'm going to see if I stuck it on my block so it's even. Yes, I did. Sometimes I don't. Okay, so we're going to stamp this right here next to the sailboat. Like so. And then we have these two pieces together. So I think we can do some assembly now. I'm going to put these away so I don't get ink everywhere. And then I'm going to add this Designer Series piece of paper to the front of my card, right on the edge here. Okay, there we go. Oh, Lisa, I know what you're saying, but we don't talk about the price, you know, how much we're spending here, because, you know, some people might not want other people to know what they're spending. Right, Lisa? Wink, wink. Okay, had a little bit excess on the bottom there, not a problem. Okay, so then this piece is going to go right there. Add some snail. Okay, here we go. Hello, Robin. Thanks for joining me. I got a little tiny bit of ink up here, so I'm going to use my little, what do we call this thing? Sand eraser, to try to get that off. And if we can't, I think it'll still be okay. Pretty light. Okay, so we have that. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this little frame piece and I'm going to add adhesive all the way around it. And, well, the glue needs to come out. Oh, there is a tiny bit. That's all I need. I don't need a whole bunch because I don't want it to squish out all over and make a big mess. Okay. Oh, Valerie, I totally understand that. I haven't, well, I quit smoking. Gosh, it's been, oh, probably 25 years since I haven't smoked. And there's been a couple of times when I've missed it, but very rarely. And even though I miss it, I'm not going to smoke again. So yeah, extra money to spend on stamping. All right, a couple of dimensionals in there because we're going to pop up this centerpiece. So we'll just get that so it's lined up where it would go if we were actually had it glued together. And then you just get a little bit of dimension there. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And it's just a little bit of fun to add to the card. And then another thing I wanted to do is I want to take some of this baker's twine. This is a part of the suite of products. And I should show you guys this in case you don't have a catalog. In the front of this catalog, we have all the bundles are shown first, okay? And so we're going to try to find the Sailing Home. Here we go. Sailing Home bundle right here, page 145. So we're going to head down to page 145 and we're going to talk a little bit about these good things. Okay, so here is the suite pages. Look at that. So we've got 2 full pages here with a bunch of wonderful samples, all the items that are in the suite, which is the stamp set and the dies, of course, a folder that I don't have yet. The Designer Series paper, Memories and More card pack, the fun baker's twine, and the little sail away trinkets. And then the next page shows you a lot larger view of the Designer Series paper, so you can really see the patterns, which was really fun. And then the stamp set here. And then it does have little indications of what stamps in the set have punches or dies. Okay, so we're going to use some of this baker's twine. I'm going to cut myself off a little chunk here, about like so. And then I'm going to unwind it, okay? So I'm just going to kind of twist and unwind, and I want to get that. There's like 3 strands here, 2 of the Sahara Sand and then 1 of the Night of Navy. And so if you're just careful, you can just pull those apart. Okay. So now I could pull these 2 apart, or I could just leave it. I could leave it like this, or if I wanted the Night of Navy only in there, I can just pull those 2 things apart also. So those are made up of 3 strands, and then these things are all made up of 3 strands. Okay, so now I have a few little strands here. So I'm going to take one of these triple strands of the Sahara Sand, or maybe it's more than 3, it's 4. It's like 4 little tiny strands make up the big strand, and 3 of the big strands make up the baker's twine. So I'm going to take one of these little anchors. Ooh, I'm getting a little low on these things. I'm going to thread that through. And you know what? I've got a little tip for you guys. Sometimes it's hard to thread things through. Oh, and this may be something, you may already know this. And if you do, that's fine. But you can buy floss threaders. Can you guys see that little tiny thing? Floss threaders in the pharmacy at like Walmart or Walgreens or CVS or wherever you happen to, you know, get things like that. And you just put the floss threader through whatever hole it is you're trying to thread. And then you can just pull that through. And they come in a large package. What I mean is you get quite a few in the package. And sometimes maybe your dentist might have some, who knows. And then we're just going to tie a little knot in the end of this thing. Okay. And how long do I want it? Ooh, I want it a little longer than that. Hold on. I need to... So sometimes if I have to manipulate my knots, I take a pokey tool and I stick it in the knot before it's completely tight. And that way I can move the knot up and down my strand of string until it's in the spot that I want it. And then I can tighten it. Okay, and then we're just going to cut that off. Oh, Carol, yes. Floss threaders are a lovely thing. They're like a lifesaver. Get a package and share them with your Stampin' friends. Oh my gosh, I thought that was like an old thing and everybody'd seen that. Well, yay, I'm glad I thought to show you guys that, because the holes on this is actually quite a large hole. So this was easy to thread. But a lot of times there are things that you're trying to thread things through and they're tiny, tiny, tiny holes. Yep, needle threaders will too. It's just that I just figured, not everybody had a needle threader, but everybody can run to the store and get some floss threaders. So I've got a glue dot on the back of this thing now. And I'm just going to add it like right here at the base. And so there it is. Super simple card. Not a whole lot to it, but I just think it kind of packs a wow, getting that extra little pop there, little framed image there. So I hope you guys liked that. I will clean up my mess now. Bring in my chamois. Clean off these stamps. Okay. Oops, and my compass. There we go. Okay, so I need to, don't need that, I don't need that. I might need that pokey tool. I don't need these dies. And the card and the stamps. Okay, let me get my supplies for the next card here. That little guy does not want to stay up on my shelf. So there we go. Okay. Put my floss threader back where it belongs so I don't lose it, because that's something that happens to me. I'll lose it. So I just have it hanging on a little hook right above my desk here so that I can always find it easily, because they really do run away and hide. Trust me on that. I've lost a lot. That's why it's good that they come in a big package. Okay, so the next suite of products that we are going to use is the Magnolia Lane. And that is, again, in the front of the catalog if you're looking for all the bundles. The Good Morning Magnolia bundle is on page 37. So here we are. So here's the Magnolia Lane suite, which include the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set and the dies. So they do give you some really nice samples here on these 2 pages, along with all the products that are included in the suite. We've got the ribbon combo pack. We've got the cork elements. They are saying that the So Saffron Stampin' Blends markers is great for doing the centers of these flowers. And then on the next page, you can see the designer series paper, a larger swatches of that, along with the stamp set. So here are those pieces of paper. So this is what I have left of these two patterns. It's just some 6x6 sheets. And look how pretty that is, you guys. Oh my gosh, love it. This one here. This is another really pretty one. Nice little accent piece on the back. Now this one, all these flowers that are on here can be cropped out with the die in the die set. Okay, so that is maybe something you might not know, but this little die here that goes with this stamped image, so you can cut out the stamped image, or you can put it on the paper and cut out all the flowers out of the paper if that's what you want to do. So that is pretty cool, I think. And the back side of that is just some nice subtle flowers. And then we have this page here with the green and white stripes on the back. Okay, so here are, I don't have my cheat sheet, isn't quite done yet. I was working on it and then I got busy and I couldn't work on it anymore. So here is that stamped image. I just happened to color it. These are two of the images. They don't have coordinating stamps. They're just dies. They're designed to be layered together, but you do not have to layer them together. But if you do, so this is actually the same color. I die cut this out of Petal Pink, and then I colored it with my dark Petal Pink Stampin' Blend, so that when I put it on top of the Petal Pink cardstock, then I did that. Oh, holy, there's a 10%. Is there a discount? No, Jerry, there's not. The suites are not discounted at all, just the bundle. The suite is just so it gives you one item code, so it saves you having to write down all those codes and enter all those codes when you're ordering online. You can just hit that one code and you're good to go. So those two things go together. Like I said, Petal Pink Stampin' Blend, the dark marker. And Jerry knows all about that because that was one of our make and takes in our Big Shot class this month. There's also these three dies. We have a small one, a medium one, and a larger one. And these are designed to layer together to create fun flowers. So you can layer these little guys together any way you want. And then you can add these little flower middles that also are included in the die set. They don't have coordinating stamps either, but they're designed just to make a fun 3D flower. Okay. There are two leaf dies that coordinate with the leaf stamp in the set, just like this flower. And then there are 4 of these nice detailed leaf dies. Again, they don't have coordinating stamps, but they make amazing leaves. And then, where is my... Oh, Heavenly Days. Why do I always lose everything? Okay. And then we have the die that cuts out this super large flower here, the big hugie. And then we have a die that does this kind of decorative edge. Can you guys see that? I'm hoping you can see that. Maybe if I do this. Come on. I was trying to think if I didn't glue that down very well, maybe I could kind of show you. Anyways, I hope you can see it. It's a really nice, cool, decorative edge, which is really fun. Okay, so I'm going to scoop all these back on here, put them off to the side with my dies. So there's 16 dies in the set, and some of them coordinate. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 that coordinate with stamps in the set. Well, this does too. You can stamp this image into this fun little detailed edge here. So there's 5. Oh, there's that card I was looking for. I have an extra. Okay. So let me get my supplies out. So we have a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of Mossy Meadow. I have a 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece of Whisper White, 1 1/2 by 4 7/8 inch piece of the DSP, and then I have a 2 1/4 inch by 4 7/8 inch piece of Petal Pink that I ran through the Big Shot with the Subtle folder. And I hope you can see the detail on that. It's very subtle, which is super nice because it just adds a little bit of texture without it being overwhelming or something like that. And then I have a couple of squares that I cut with my Layering Squares framelits. I have the number 7 straight square and the number 8 scallop square. Okay. All right, so let me get the rest of my goods out here. So we have the cork elements, and I don't know if I'm going to use those or not. I might. We're also going to use the Magnolia Lane ribbon combo pack, which is this nice soft, or no, Sahara Sand kind of a linen-y looking ribbon with a white edge. And then the Mossy Meadow Baker's Twine. So that's a little ribbon combo pack there. And we're going to use some Stampin' Blends, the Petal Pink and the Mossy Meadow, and of course our Memento ink. And then I have my 2 stamps. Okay, so I also need a scrap of white. So let me grab a scrap here. Whoops, that one has something stamped on it. That's not going to work. How about this piece here? Nope. Oh, good Lord. Why do I have scraps in here that have stuff stamped on them? That doesn't even make sense. Okay. So we're going to ink up our little flower here. And with the Memento again, stamp it on there. I'm going to let that dry for just a couple minutes while I work on layering some of these pieces together. Okay. So I have the Designer Series paper that I'm going to add right here on the edge, leaving just a tiny, tiny little border, like a 1/16 of an inch. And then I have this piece here, and since this has been embossed, I'm going to use liquid glue. I find that when I emboss stuff, it holds a lot better if I use liquid glue. And this glue is clogged. I mean, it's just barely coming out, which obviously is enough. You don't need a whole lot. But I may have to get my pin out. Okay, so then this piece is going to go on this side. Again, like a 1/16 of an inch around. There's a tiny gap in the center. We don't care about that because we're going to cover it up with the ribbon. So we're going to lay the ribbon over the seam. Snip that off. Get some Scotch tape here. And we're just going to cover that seam with the ribbon. Try to make it straight, obviously, if we can. That's pretty good. Okay. I can hear my air conditioning going on. Here I sit down here freezing to death. Although it's nice in the summertime when you've been outside doing yard work or something like that, and you come downstairs here, it's really nice that it's not hot. So I'm complaining, but I'm not. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to layer that onto this piece here. Super fun. And I'm going to actually do that with some dimensionals. Where are my dimensionals? Here we go. Okay. Let's stick that in there. And I received this card, this basic card, in a swap, and I really, really liked it. So I'm recreating it with a couple of things that are a little different than the one that I got. So we're going to put that right in the center here. That is what is amazing about swapping. You get so many fabulous ideas. Okay, so we're going to bring this little guy back in, and we're going to color it. Need a scratch paper. And sometimes when you're coloring, it does bleed through a little bit. So I've got my petal pink, I've got my dark and my light. I'm going to start with my dark, and I'm going to add a little bit of dark on the bottom of these petals here of this flower. Okay, this one here, a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in the light, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it up from the dark so that I have some dark near the bottom and then the light near the top. And honestly, you guys, I am probably one of the world's worst colorers. I don't even know if that's a word, but if it is, I'm one of them. I don't have the patience to really color very well, and so I am so thankful for these Stampin' Blends markers because they honestly make you look like you know what you're doing. So if you can see, there's like that nice dark pink at the bottom here, and then it gets lighter, so it like looks like I know what I'm doing, even though I don't. Okay, now we have the Mossy Meadow, so I've got the dark here on the stem, and then for the veins throughout the leaf. Okay. And then I have the light Mossy Meadow here that I'm just going to kind of go over the dark on these leaves. Kind of blend those in a little bit, give it a little bit of dimension. These smaller leaves here I'll just do with the light. And this one, same thing. Try to blend out those veins that I stuck in there. Okay. So here is my little piece. So what I would do now is I would take it over to my Big Shot and I would cut it out And I already did that because my big shot's not where I film, so I've already colored that and cut that one out. So there's another one I can use for later. Okay, so here is my number 7 square that I cut out of the layering squares. And I have the word hello. So we're going to ink that up. And I am going to hope this is going to be centered right up here at the top. Come on, baby. Yay, I think it is. Or not centered, but you know, from top to bottom, so it's not really crooked. Okay, so then my little flower, we're going to pop up right here underneath the sentiment. So I just need probably 1 dimensional for that. And stick that in there. And here's where I thought maybe some of these little cork accents might work out. I don't know. I don't know how cork looks. That looks actually way too big. So this probably isn't going to work. That's too big. Okay, so these aren't going to work on this particular card. And then I'm going to add this to my scallop. Whoops. I need to replace my holder from my snail because when it gets old, it like gets gummed up in here and then it starts to get kind of sticky. It kind of makes your tape go a little wonky. So I have discovered that is because I need to replace my holder. So I either need to replace my holder or just keep being frustrated with it. So who knows what I'll do. Maybe I'll just keep being frustrated. Okay, so then I thought this can just be popped right down there. Another dimensional. And this, you know, guys, this stamp set is just so pretty. And these papers are so pretty. I honestly don't think you can make an ugly card with this. Speaking of this bundle, I'm going to be doing an online class with this suite of products later in the month. It's going to go live on the 21st of June. And you'll be able to purchase the class for $25, or you'll be able to get it free when you purchase my special bundle of products, which is going to be the stamp set and the dies, the ribbon pack, the designer series paper, the embossing folder that goes with this, and an option to purchase the balloon punch, because the balloon punch behind those other white flowers that I showed you makes an even bigger flower, and it's amazing. So anyways, that'll be coming out at the end of June 21st, like I said, and I'll let you guys know exactly when it's available. But you can, yeah, $25 for the class or free with the bundle. So here is our finished card. And now here is the card that I got in the swap. Let me pull it out of the plastic here because the glare is kind of bad. And I don't know who made it. I didn't see someone's name on the back of this, so I don't know who made it. But this person did not pop up the flower, which I mean, if you're making swap cards, sometimes that extra step is hard because, you know, you don't want to take the time to do that, and I totally get that. And then I just added the scallop behind there, and this one they just kind of offset it, but otherwise it's the same. They're both gorgeous, and yay. So this is the card that'll be for sharing the video, so please share the video. If you're watching on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. That always makes me super happy. Give me some likes or some hearts or whatever they do on Facebook here, and I'll put this aside. This will be our card number 2. See, I lost my, oh, here we go. I already lost card number 1. Okay, I'm gonna bring in my chamois, clean these off, and then I'll bring in the stuff for my last card. It's kind of crazy. My husband is working the night shift right now, so he goes to work super early, so I have to make dinner at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon for him. Well, then, you know, my son and I might want to eat dinner around 6. Well, my daughter doesn't get home from work till like 8:30, so then I got to make dinner again. So much for summer being, you know, kids are out of school, so you don't have to do as much with them. Wrong. At least in this family. So, but I'm not complaining because at least I get to see my daughter sometimes. I mean, pretty soon she's going to be gone to college, and like I said, I'm not going to cry on Facebook, so let's talk about something else. Okay, next project. Our next project, we are going to be using the stitched nested labels, which are so cool. And I have some cards to show you that use them. So this one here I got in a swap. Look at this gorgeous paper. This is the like Verdant Garden, I believe, paper. So pretty. This is 2 of the stitched shapes 2 of these where they were just cut off, so the whole shape isn't used, cut off and layered together. And look at all that fun stitching that these dies put in there. So fun. And this one, I don't know what stamp set this is off the top of my head, but it's just embossed in white and then watercolored. And then the watercoloring is just allowed to spill out, and I think it's beautiful. Here's one where it was just used as a label on the front with some designer series paper. This is an image cut out of some of our designer series paper, the mosaic. Here's another one, 2 of them, one for the sentiment and one for the main image. Just love this shape. Here's a smaller one, got that cute little sentiment down there with the birds. Here are a couple of them layered again. This would probably be like a number 1, and this would be a number 4 or number 3, because it's quite a bit different. And then here's another one. This has that fun with some ribbon, and yeah, so I'm just so happy to have some more shapes back. I like circles and squares and ovals, but these are really cool too. So we are going to, I'm going to put that back on there, use those in our project, and we are going to be using the new Daisy Lane stamp set. Now, you may recognize this. You think, oh, we have a Daisy stamp set. We do. We have Daisy Delight, and we have the large Daisy Punch. We've had those for a couple of years. So here's the Daisy Delight stamp set with the large Daisy. Daisy Lane has a little bit different Daisy image. This also has a medium Daisy, and yes, we have a punch for that. But we weren't able to order that during our demonstrator pre-order, so I did order it yesterday, but I don't have it yet. So we're going to end up using this image for our project today, along with this fun stem, rather than these two, since I don't have the punches to show you. But this is sold as a bundle. You can buy the Daisy Lane stamp set with the medium Daisy Punch, and then you can get those at a 10% discount. And then, of course, the large Daisy will coordinate with the Daisy Punch that you may already have from our previous catalog. Okay, so I have here one of our new colors. The Rococo Rose is one of our new in colors. And then I have that paired with Mary Merlot, which I thought was kind of fun. I also have a piece of white, and I did go ahead and just cut out the number 3 stitched nested label out of that, okay? So we'll pop that out. So that's what we have for that. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here. And I chose the word friend that's in the stamp set. And we're going to stamp that in some Mary Merlot. So I'm going to ink that up. And we're going to try to get this centered. We'll see what happens. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Ooh, yay, that's pretty good. Okay. I do need to keep this ink, so I'm going to keep it open. This I'm going to move out of my way because, you know, the more stuff I have on my desk, the more chance I have of things getting in ink, and I do that a lot. Okay, so we're done with the friend. Where is my chamois? Here it is. Okay, so we'll just clean that off. So now the chamois is dirty and the stamp is clean. Yay. Okay, so we're going to bring in a few more images. We've got the long stem and, of course, the small daisy there. And I did, earlier today, I cut out some masks. And when I say mask, what I mean is I took the flower image, I stamped it on a piece of copy paper, so thin copy paper, and then I cut it out. And I did the same thing with the stem. So I did the flower 3 times, and I did the stem once. And we're going to use those while we're doing our stamping here. So this little piece here is the one we're going to be stamping on. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper so I don't mess up my beautiful grid paper here. And we're going to bring in this image here. And we need some ink. Hello. We're going to bring back in some Mossy Meadow, because Mossy Meadow is look at that. A perfect green for stems and leaves, and now I gotta wipe off my hands so I don't get it onto my project. Ugh. I know I'm not the only person that does that. When you're live on TV and you do silly things like that, you know. All right, here we go. So we're gonna ink this up, and we're gonna just kind of go over the top of this, and I want it kind of in the center. Okay, so we have that. Next, we're going to have one that's pretty high. I mean, not really high, but a little bit high. And I don't want it to be, I don't want a weird stem sticking out the bottom. So I'm just going to cover that up a little bit and stamp this like this. Okay. So now I don't have the stem at the bottom, so I'm going to cover up the top. And this is too big. So I'm going to cover up the top, and then I'm going to have the stem kind of come down here. Okay. And then my next one, I'm going to go over to the side here. So I'm going to ink that up again. And I'm going to bring that up even a little higher than that second one that I stamped. So I'm going to put it about like that. Same thing, I do want a little bit of a stem to come out of the bottom, so it doesn't look like it's just kind of floating there. So there we go. So this is what we end up with. Okay. Now I'm going to do my little flowers. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one in the Rococo Rose. I'm going to open that up, and got one here. Stamp it on top of this stem here. This one I'm going to stamp on top of this stem here. And then my one in the center, how is it? Yeah, I'm going to need to mask this off. So I've got my little stem mask here, and I'm going to put that on top of that image. I'm going to clean this off because I'm going to put it in the Mary Merlot. So we will get that clean. And we're going to ink it up in Mary Merlot. And then I'm going to stamp it on top of this center stem. But, oh, you know what? And I think I'm going to cover up this too. Okay. And now we're going to stamp that right there. So it looks like it's a little bit behind. The stem is behind. Does that make sense? Okay. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. All right. So I don't think, oh, I do need the ink for the inside of the card, but we're not quite there yet. So this piece we're going to layer on to the Mary Merlot. So I'm just going to grab some snail here. We'll get that. Whoops, see, there it goes again. Ugh. I'm going to get myself a new holder, I swear. I mean, it's a pretty easy fix. You just have to roll it through, but it can be a little bit annoying if it doesn't work properly. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to set that right here. There we go. And then I do have some of our polka dot ribbon here. And I did tie a bow. You can see I have a little bow tied there. And then I also have some of just the ribbon. And I'm going to run that across this layer of the card. And I'm going to wrap it to the back. Right. And I just like to use Scotch tape. I just find it to be easier than trying to, you know, put some adhesive back there. So yeah. Okay. So then this little guy, I am going to pop up with some mini dimensionals, because I'm going to put those right in these corners so that they're going to like kind of straddle the ribbon. Okay. Another little tip for you. I'm a big fan of having my things straddle my ribbon if I can. Okay, so then this is going to be another one that's kind of popped up out of there. I just find that to be a really cool technique with these dies, is to pop things up out of there. And then where did my bow go? Here we go. And I got a glue dot, so we're going to take this bow, we're going to add a glue dot to the back of it. There we go. I'm just going to kind of set that right on the edge. So you can still, well, hopefully you can still kind of see my sentiment there. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to glue this. This ribbon's pretty flat, so it shouldn't add, should be okay to just glue it down with my liquid glue here. Oh, thanks, Dolly. Dolly loves my card. Yay. Okay. Do that. And now I forgot to cut myself a piece to go on the inside of the card. So I'm going to cut that really quickly here. My paper trimmer is literally right next to my filming area. Done. There it is. And I'm just going to add a little daisy here at the bottom and a little bit of greenery. So we're just going to kind of have that kind of coming from the bottom, about like so. And then this, oh, the last thing I did with that was Mary Merlot, but I kind of want it to be the Rococo Rose. So we're going to clean that off. Tap it on my hand to dry it off. I'm going to ink that up and stamp that right there. And then I have another little sentiment that's also in the Daisy Lane stamp set. And this one says, "The best moments in my life happen with you," which is a really fun sentiment to give to a friend. So we're going to stamp that in the center here of the inside. Well, let's hope it's in the center and that it's straight. You never know. There it is. Looks good. Okay. Close these up because you guys know what happens. Barb gets her fingers in it. Clearly, because look at my hands. What a mess. And this literally goes on all day long. And I know I'm not alone. I would imagine the majority of you guys watching me right now fiddle with my stupid snail have that same problem of ink on your hands. Okay. So we're just going to throw that on the inside of the card. And I don't know, this is a tip that I always share. Some people think it's stupid, but I like it. When I'm putting a layer on the inside of my card, I only line it up at the top and the bottom and on this edge here. Because let's say I cut this a little bit too big, a little bit too small. It's not going to make any difference how big or too small it is right here, because when you open up the card, that all looks the same. But here you can totally see if it was different. So there's a tip. I've been told it's dumb, but I'm going to share it because I don't think it's dumb. So there is my card. I really did end up liking this a lot. I struggled with it a little bit today of trying to get the placement of the stems and the flowers while I was preparing for the class tonight, but it worked out pretty good and I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so the last thing I want to do is to add some of these woven threads sequins. This is our new sequin assortment. Oh, I just threw a whole bunch all over the place. Well, I'm going to pick those up because they're these gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love that. The blue. But I need some white-ish ones right now. So I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to add a couple of dots. Just some tiny little dots. You guys might not even be able to see them. I'll bring them up to there. Can you guys see? There's two little tiny dots of glue right there, one little tiny dot right there. And that is literally all you need for a sequin to stick. You do not need to glob it all over and make a mess. So I'm just going to pick up one of these with my take your pick tool. I'm using the kind of whitish ones. Okay, and then there is some medium-sized ones in, oh, right, there's one. Medium-sized ones in here. I just thought a little bit of bling would really kind of finish that off. So I think that's kind of fun. And they just sparkle in the light. So pretty. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. If you need to place an order, I would love your business at shoppingwithbarb.com. I do have free gifts with purchase every month right now. This month I'm giving away a sample of, you grab them here, these fun little scalloped edge note cards and scallop edged envelopes. So this is my free gift with purchase in addition to a file full of ideas with that Magnolia Lane bundle. And those cards that are in that free file are not going to be in my online class. And I also have about 30 of those cards. Again, not in my online class. I'm going to be doing a multi-card video on. You guys may know I have lots of multi-card videos on my YouTube channel. I think I have 27, where I just have a whole bunch of swap cards from a certain bundle, and then I just go through and show you all of them in the video. So that just gives you a lot of ideas to use. So I'll be coming out with that here very soon. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your love and your support and you watching, and I appreciate you sharing the video. That helps me get more people to watch me, and ultimately, hopefully, will increase my business, because that's what I'm doing this for. This is my job, my full-time job. So thanks so much, you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.